Hello and good morning. Today I want to introduce warmwind OS. It's a new way of operating system and it defines a new way of interacting with AI. Over the last 2 years our team worked relentlessly on what we are launching today. And we are very excited to show you what we created. And I think you will really much like it. So, when it comes to technology, over the last years and even decades or hundreds of years, there were these step changes in history. There were the printing press, there were the computer, and there was the internet. And what all of these have in common is that they take cutting-edge technology and they're putting it into the hands of everyday people. They're making it easy to use. They're making it practical and useful for them. So we are trying to do the same thing, but for AI. And we are quite optimistic that we achieved it. The thing about AI, when we look at the current landscape of AI, is that we have ChatGPT, Claude, all these text models. We have Suno AI, and we have Runway, and then we have code agents like Copilot. And really, when we are honest, it feels like we are still chained to our desk, and every day there's these hundreds of new tools, and they were supposed to take pressure from us, from our shoulders, and we wanted to offload the pressure and the not so exciting tasks, to be honest, to these tools. But what we ended up right now is that we are chained to our desk, and day in and day out we're managing these tools. And at this point, to be honest, it feels like we are the servants of AI. At least it feels like that. And that's not really a future I want to live in, to be honest. And we tried to come up with a solution. So we sat down and said, okay, what would people really want from AI? Like really want? And we come up with a list. Like, yeah, okay, it should be safe and it should be easy to use. And sure, we get all that, sure. But there's one thing AI should really do. Because let's be honest, would you hire somebody who does things 5 minutes for you, and then you have to tell him after 5 minutes again what he has to do, and you have to look over his shoulder and always be with him and babysit him? Obviously not. You would want to hire somebody who understands your goals, and he's trying to achieve them for you and working in the background. You're offloading the pressure from your shoulders to this person. And I think we can do the same thing for AI. And what we came up with, what people really want, is that AI should work like a brown kitchen appliance. It should be sturdy, it should be well designed, it should just work, it should be very easy to use. And I think we achieved it. So I'm very pleased to introduce you to warmwind OS, and this is how it looks like. at this point you surely think, well, it has to be a pain in the ass to set up, right? But it's quite easy. Let me show you. This is the screen you will log into. As you see, I'm completely within Chrome right now. It first prompts you to install your apps. So let's go for an email inbound manager. We use Outlook, whatever it is. And now that we have installed our application we want to automate, we can just go down here and say, whenever an email comes in, send every email to the department it's supposed to go to. And obviously, you would, in the real world scenario, you would take some time and define which department does what, obviously. And then you send it. And now it will open the app and it will just work for you. And that's it. So let's look at a different way, which I personally find even cooler to use, and how to show AI what it should do for you. We call it teaching mode. And it's, to be honest, quite cool. You just click down here and now the AI is listening to you and it's watching your clicks and your cursor. So you can, right now it's listening to me, you can see it down there. And I just start telling it, okay, whenever it's 8 AM, you go here and you search for weather in Berlin. This will come up, but please don't use this. I always want the weather for my favorite forecast, and I want this one. So please scroll down and click here. And now search for the current weather of today, and always also look at the weather of tomorrow. When you have done that, then go into your emails and send me the email. And that's it. I click stop and I'm basically done. It will now know what to do. It's very flexible. You showed it once. If things change, that's fine. It will handle it. And yeah, you are good to go. Close your laptop and go on vacation. Now let's see what other people are doing with it already. We have 3 tasks prepared for you to show today, and we will end with the most boring one, because obviously that's the things we don't want to do anymore, so we offload them to AI. So the first thing we want to show you is a basic customer support task. So it got an email account, and every time when it gets an email, it's supposed to respond to the customer by looking up the order informations in the Shopify app, and that's what you can see right now. So it's basically searching for the order, and then it's opening the details and it's looking through the order history, and then it finds basically no tracking number, but it can give him a small estimation. So it basically answers to the email and gives him a predicted order date. So the second task we want to show off is a task we use actually internally. So it's supposed to go through LinkedIn accounts and try to hire people, so basically an HR agent. And what we're told it to do is basically to create a spreadsheet and do a reporting on what it has done. So what you can see now is that it created a spreadsheet and is creating a basic layout, and now it's opening LinkedIn and it's going through our search terms and is clicking one by one onto people and is asking them if they would be interested in working with us. And now you can see it's going back to its spreadsheet and it's entering all the information. So we have a reporting at the end of the task, so we can see what it has done or not. And the last use case is maybe the most boring one, but at the same time, it's the most exciting one. What we can see here is a very old and clunky German software, which is used to manage rental apartments. And at the same time, it's so cool because normally this would take about 1,000 work hours from a human, and it's just not worth the time to put into. And there's just no other way to automate this because the software doesn't have any import or export workflows. And as you can imagine, there are a lot of businesses out there which are still relying on this kind of software. And for the first time now, they can automate their tasks even if they're using quite old legacy applications. So obviously, that's something new. But what we found is that people, when they go through their everyday life, they will now see the world somewhat in a different light. I always like to say it's like a bicycle. Once you understand how it works and where you can go with it, it's quite the same. Once you understand how it works for you, once you tried it, and then you go through your everyday life, you immediately start to see, oh, wow, that's a task I could do. That's something I don't have to do anymore. I can offload it into warmwind OS. And I think it will come very naturally. And the good thing is, you can start immediately. We are still in the process of scaling the software up, so we have to see how much demand we can take on. But first come, first serve, and we try to make you all happy. So go onto our website and try it out now.